Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about secrets to skyrocketing your online business using social media. The first things I want to talk about are your target audience. You need to understand who your target audience is so that you can create effective marketing strategy to reach this audience. And you want to know who your target audience is so that you understand who they are and what needs they have, or what pain points is what some people call it, what pain points they have, and then you can serve those pain points so that they will be your customer. When we're talking about ideal audience, what we're really talking about is demographics. An ideal audience you can imagine as an avatar or an ideal customer avatar. And this avatar looks a certain way, or you can imagine is a certain person. So you can start first with demographics, and this would be gender, for example, age. You want to look at income level and maybe education, just so you have a more clear idea of who this actual person is and what they look like. Additionally, if your business is very local or location specific, you want to know where does your ideal customer live. For example, if you have a brick and mortar store, you would probably identify your ideal customer as living within a certain radius of your actual location. So that is the first thing you want to do when you're identifying your target audience. In addition to knowing the demographics of your target audience, you want to do market research to find out what pain points they have or what needs are not being met by your competition. So many people would call these pain points. So your pain points essentially are when you go and look at reviews, what are the complaints people have? That is one way to find out pain points. And can you actually, in your business, serve those needs or speak to those needs? Now that would be your target audience. These are important ingredients to understanding who your target audience is. When you understand the demographics, who your ideal customer is, and you understand what pain points they have or what needs they have that they're not getting from your competitors, then you can begin to craft a service or a product that meets that need. After you know this, then you want to know more about your audience or your customer avatar. You want to know, where do they hang out? You want to know, what's their schedule like? What is their daily schedule like? Really, you want to understand more about who they are and what motivates them. Where do they find information? So, for example, if they had a question or they had a need, where would they look for the answer? Do they search on Google? Do they go to the library? Are they a member of a certain club or association, and do they have mentors? These are questions you want to know, because wherever they go to find information is where you need to be advertising. That is where you need to be offering your value-added content. And if you don't know this information about your customer avatar, do feedback surveys or interviews. If you do feedback surveys or interviews, keep them short and find out very succinctly. Consider what you would like to know up front and ask very easy, pointed questions so that your customer avatar can give you the answers that they want. Likely, most people like to talk about themselves, and if you touch on pain points, they're more likely to respond. So when you figure out who your target audience is, and now this is something that is iterative. You think that you know your target audience, then you look for pain points as you do your market research, and you try to determine where they hang out, where they get information, and then you ask for feedback, and that will also tell you more information so you can begin to tweak and hone and really understand who your customer avatar is. And also be mindful that this changes over time. This might change over time. Who you start off focusing on, or who your customer is initially, may change over time. That person might get older, or you may have a new influx of customers that have different characteristics. After you identify your target audience, the next thing you need to increase your business online using social media is a compelling value proposition. A value proposition is essentially what differentiates you from your competitors. What are you offering to your customer base that your competitors are not offering? It sets you apart from your competitors and tells your target audience that you actually have something that they want and that you are actually speaking to their needs and desires. The first thing that you want to do in your value proposition is start by identifying the key benefits of your product or service. So you want to identify benefits that the customer values, your target customer values. So here we have what we've already started in the pain points section in the target audience. How does your business's products or service add value? What are the benefits that they have that your customer wants? Do your key benefits provide like time value to your customer? Are they more specific? For example, do you save your customer time? Or does your service or product solve a problem that your customer has and therefore saves them also money? Does your product or service solve their problem in a more efficient way than your competitors? These are all benefits to list for your specific product or service. Here, you want to be really specific. For example, you want to say in clear statements, my services save my customer avatar an average of $200 per week. You can get to some values like this by doing some estimates based on knowing who your customer avatar is and, for example, how much on average they make per year and how much, for example, time your services might save your customer avatar. Another value statement might be, my services save my customer avatar an average of 1 month a year. You want to focus on what makes your services or products unique and different from your competitors or other companies that are in the same business as you. When you understand what makes your business unique, you can begin to differentiate yourself from other businesses. It's not as helpful to have a value proposition that's similar to what another business does, because then it doesn't differentiate you from the competition. The idea here with a strong value proposition is that you set yourself apart from other businesses and make your company or what you offer attractive so that customers will fill an important need by purchasing or buying your products or services. I want you to understand a very easy way to write a compelling value proposition. We've talked about target audience, we've talked about understanding their pain points, and we've talked about how to differentiate yourself in your business from your competition. Now, how do you actually write a compelling value proposition? It's actually quite simple equation. You should just use this statement as a guide. We help X do Y by doing Z. So here we just have to fill in the blanks for your specific business. Here is an example value proposition that I have created. I help people stop being scared and start their businesses by helping them overcome fear and teaching them about marketing. So here I'm telling you that one of the things that differentiates me from other people is that I help people overcome fear. Some people have a very strong fear of starting their businesses, and by teaching them marketing, which some companies don't do when you start their business, I'm differentiating myself from other people who have start your business companies. Here's another example that I like to show you. Bloom and Wild. They are an online flower delivery company, and here is their value proposition. We're enabling our customers to order flowers and gifts from the palm of their hand with better product, designs, and payments. So here that tells me that many other of the flower delivery companies probably don't let you with ease order flowers from your phone. And also they have better designs and payments, and it's easy to use. So that's a very specific value proposition that they've probably found out is a pain point for many of their target customers. I want to share with you one other value proposition, and that is from Airbnb. So if you all travel, you know that Airbnb is a travel company, or really kind of like competition is a hotel. So here's the Airbnb proposition. Airbnb exists to create a world where anyone can belong anywhere, providing healthy travel that is local, authentic, diverse, inclusive, and sustainable. Now, that's actually a big statement because traditionally travel was sort of like you go be a tourist somewhere and you do the regular touristy things. And Airbnb is promising that you not only can you have an authentic experience like a local, but they will be inclusive, and you're going to have experience diversity, and it's also not bad for the environment. So that's actually really different from what a traditional hotel would offer. And that is how Airbnb has differentiated itself from its competition. So lastly, I want to point out that it's actually very important to understand that your customer base will likely change over time because customers do, and the environment changes over time. So it's important to ask yourself about your value proposition repeatedly over the years and iterate it, especially as you're just starting figuring out your niche and your market. So you'd like to consider getting feedback all the time from customers so that you're always right on the money as far as who that customer is and that you are meeting their needs so that you stay relevant in the market. Customers and markets change over time. It's really important to understand that you should reevaluate your customer value proposition regularly, and also as you are understanding your niche market, to do it a lot in the beginning so that you get right on the money as far as who your target audience is and how to effectively reach them so you don't waste your money marketing with ads to the wrong people. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me, bosslady@bossladymogul.com, or you can respond in the comments or ask questions in the comments. I read your comments and respond to your emails. Thanks so much for listening. Have a good day.